My amigos, welcome one, welcome all. You know what time it is. It's time for the show with no name. That's right, here on Vaughn Radio. So get ready for liftoff.
T-minus 10,
9, 8, come on.
7, 6,
You know what to
5,
do.
4, 3,
Let's get pumped.
1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Here we go.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Come on. Get on up. Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. It's the show. Let's go. Yes. Welcome, Show with No Namers. We are celebrating today. Wow. I woke up about 3 or 4 hours ago. Yeah, about 4 hours ago. And I have been flooded, flooded with amazing birthday greetings from my students. I mean, just really heartfelt messages. So thanks. Thank you to all of you. And the messages aren't just, hey, happy birthday, teacher, you're the best. I mean, like messages that are moving, touching. You say conmovedor? So thank you. I really feel like the luckiest guy in the whole wide world. Really. Not only because my daughter woke me up with a big hug and the birthday song. I mean, that's priceless. That's the greatest thing anybody could ever ask for. I don't need any material gifts after that. My wife made a cake. Un bizcocho. Oh, I love it. I already ate half of it. And now I get to spend 2 hours with the greatest students in the whole fucking world. I mean it. Hay veces que hay que meter una palabrota porque es para dar énfasis. You guys are amazing, really. I'm going to try not to get choked up, but so many of you, so many. Anix, Elena, also Laura, Chris Valrol. Well, in fact, Chris Valrol sent an audio greeting that I haven't heard yet. In fact, why don't we start with that? Since I was telling you, I've received so many greetings from my amazing students that how could I have a bad day? So thank you for your constant support, for your energy, for the love I receive from you every day. Really, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world, and I'm not just saying that. All right, well, let's hear it. I haven't heard it yet, so this is going to be a surprise for me as well. Very thoughtful. It's a great word. Well, we just looked at touching, moving, right? Those are two ways to say that they really make you feel. And heartfelt, desde el corazón. Well, also another word that comes to mind is thoughtful. Thoughtful, I think you say detallista, right? You're very thoughtful. So this is from our movie queen, Chris Valrol. Let's hear it. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Today's for you, a very special day. We celebrate your birthday.
Woo-hoo!
You can enjoy what this one brings to you until the sun goes slumber. You have a blast with your girls and your cat, celebrating the whole day. You hit the sack with a smile on your Mac, feeling that was a journey. You'll have a blast, what a day, what a night, celebrating your birthday. Chock full of life, you'll swim with the light, wishing you happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alberto. Have a wonderful day.
Wow. An amazing birthday greeting. And I love the lyrics. Wow. Very, very creative with your girls and your cat. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I am choked up already. If you're watching the video, I've got tears in my eyes right now because, wow, just amazing, amazing outpouring of love that I've gotten. I haven't even heard from my mom yet. So that I'll hear from her later. She's sleeping right now. But just from you guys, my students, if I didn't get another message today, I can die a happy man. So thank you, thank you, thank you again for making not just my birthday a special day, but for making every day that I spend with you guys here on the show an amazing day. Really, it's a day where I'm thankful for what I do, for the people in my life, and you guys are those people. So thank you for bringing the magic, and thank you for being you. I'm seriously getting choked up over here. Me estoy emocionando. So why don't we kick things off with today's Say What soundbite? Get up. Say what? What? Also, folks, just a quick reminder, if you want to practice your speaking, and it seems like this week nobody wants to, well, I haven't received any participations yet. All right, you still have time, obviously. But if I don't receive any participations, we'll do away with the section. To do away with, to get rid of, deshacernos de ello. You know, I can fill the time with my content, but again, you guys decide what works and what doesn't work here on the show. I'm not married to anything. I'm married to my wife, but I'm not married to anything. I'll get, you know, this could be the last question of the week we ever do. If you guys aren't into it, if you're not going to do it, no problem. Again, I'm just gauging, midiendo. I'm just gauging it by you guys, by your response. So if nobody participates, we don't do it anymore. No problem. No harm, no foul. Como se dice en inglés. Si no hay daño, no se pita. No es falta. No pasa nada. But if you'd like to practice your speaking, I thought it was a good idea. And normally we get a lot of participation. But again, we'll play it by ear. Vamos viendo. But if you'd like to practice your speaking this week, I want to know the most surprising gift you've ever received. That's right. You can send it to my email address, aalonso@grupovon.com. Keep it at around a minute. You know the way it works. And express yourself in English. That's what we're trying to do here. express our opinions about different things, defending our answers, getting used to speaking. Claro, de eso va. Acostumbrarse a hablar. And the only way to do that is by speaking. So use this golden opportunity that you have every week to practice your speaking. And again, if you're only practicing 1 minute a week, that's okay, but that's not great. It's something, it's more than most people, but also don't compare yourself to most people because, well, some people, aren't practicing English at all, or, English isn't a part of their life. They don't need it, or they don't feel they need it for their jobs, for their, maybe they don't travel to English speaking countries. I get it. Not everybody needs to know English, but if you're one of those people who need to know English, well, then you also need to speak it. And the only way to practice your speaking, there are no shortcuts here, is by speaking. Okay. And the only way to practice your listening is by listening. And I know you do that every day here with us. So I'm not as worried about your comprehension, about your listening, about vocabulary enrichment, because we do it. That's what we're doing every day. But the speaking part, that's the part it's hard for me to control as your teacher, right? Because I can't make you speak. I can't make you say what we're looking at aloud, whether it's a vocabulary word or a structure. So with that, the power, the responsibility is in your hands. And if you wanna, you can do it once a week here with us. But again, that's just for starters. Para empezar, you should be practicing speaking a little bit every day, even if it's, reading a paragraph aloud, reading a book in English, and every day you just read a page. And I'll tell you something, as somebody who's been speaking Spanish for 48 years, well, I haven't been speaking for 48 years, but you catch my drift. Well, I realized when I started reading in Spanish, I sounded like a 5-year-old. Yeah. And it's not because I didn't know, but I wasn't used to reading. I was used to speaking. I was used to comprehension. And I was like, el hombre que because it wasn't something I was used to. I knew the word hombre, but I wasn't used to reading, and especially reading aloud. So it's a great skill to practice. Even if you consider yourself a superstar in a certain language, it's a really good thing to practice. So always practice aloud. All right, let's see what we've got for today's Say What soundbite. As always, I want you to listen carefully. I want you to give me your take, tu opinión, your take based on what you heard. You're going to hear this 4 times, and hopefully by the end of the show, you'll be able to get it down word for word. I think this one's going to be really easy. So here we go.
I never thought it would ever last this long or come to this. So I'm going to go on, do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away, but you're not going to see me here on this set anymore.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. You're chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. It's available at Von Tienda, also available wherever fine books are sold. Well, folks, I wanted to share something with you. If you follow me on social media, I think I shared it the other day on Twitter, and I just shared it in my stories on Instagram. You know, lately I haven't been posting very much, and we'll see. Maybe in the new year, I'll start posting videos again. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I don't want to feel like it's an obligation. I want to do it because I want to do it. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't think you should do anything in life because you feel forced. And sometimes with social media, you feel like I've got to feed the beast. And that's not the way I want to feel. I want to feel like I've got to take my daughter to the park. You know, those kind of things that I think, well, you get so much more from. Okay, I know everybody likes, but I could care less. I've gotten to a point where I'm, you know, especially when, you know, as I said, I think yesterday, likes, followers, all things that can be bought. The approval of your daughter, the approval of your students, that can't be bought, you know? And I thought of you guys, though. That's why I shared it, because we looked at the expression the other day, to be in the same boat. That means to be in the same situation, right? And the quote I read said, "We are not all in the same boat. We are in the same storm. Some have yachts, some have canoes, and some are drowning. Just be kind and help when you can." It's a beautiful quote, isn't it? And we look at the totally native expression, to be in the same boat. So, summing it up in a nutshell, como vimos ayer, be nice. Be nice to people. You never know what people are going through. You never know their inner struggles, sus luchas interiores. And sometimes the people that smile the most are the ones that are hurting the most. I got 2 words for you. Robin Williams, end of story. You're like, how? What? Him? Yeah, him. So you never know people's struggles. Be nice to everybody you come across, even when they're not nice to you. I know it's hard sometimes, but you know what we say? I'll give you another idiomatic expression. Kill them with kindness. Mátales con bondad, con ser bueno. All right, my amigos, that was your Say What soundbite. We'll take a look at your comments. Right now, it's time for our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. It is our pop quiz here on the Show with No Name. And this is where we take a look at one of the many amazing materials that you can get at vontienda.com, also at Amazon, at Casa del Libro. And today we're taking a look at one of my books. Yesterday we looked at business English. Well, today we're going to listen to a little excerpt from This Book is the Milk 2. As always, pay attention because I'll have a couple challenges for you afterwards. The Simpsons.
Wait. You're saying The Simpsons, not The Simpson. Los Simpson.
It's not Los Simpson. It's The Simpsons, just like the Kardashians, man.
So in English, you pluralize the surnames.
Well, there's more than one of us, right?
So I mean, we would be the Moyas in my family.
There you go.
The Moyas.
The Moya. We would say the Moyas. The Molas. The Molas. Otra cosa es la pronunciación. Sí, pero con S.
The Alonsos.
De hecho, la expresión que tenemos, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
The Joneses, los Jones son los vecinos. Y es un poco manteniendo las apariencias.
Yeah.
De hecho, el programa Keeping Up with the Kardashians es un juego de palabras que viene de eso. But we've got a family that everybody likes more than the Kardashians. But Damian, you're obsessed.
Me? Well,
Yeah.
everybody is obsessed with The Simpsons. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Everybody loves them.
I mean, it is how many seasons now? Like 500 billion?
Yeah, more or less. But they're going worse than they used to be.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
it's hard
still.
to keep that quality up, I imagine.
Yeah, it is
After
very
so
difficult.
many seasons, temporadas.
But I used to love them. When they were broadcasted in Antena 3,
Mhm.
I always watched it.
Who were your favorite characters? Did you have any
Homer,
favorite?
come on, everybody loves Homer.
Did you hit a homer with Homer? Un home run, a homer.
Yeah, you know that Bart was supposed to be the main character, but in the end, Homer was so good that he became the main character.
He stole the show.
He stole the show.
Literalmente.
At least he stole the show.
Right? It's true. Homer became the star. He upstaged.
Mm.
Quitó protagonismo. All right. What about Itchy and Scratchy? They're like sub characters, but the show wouldn't be the same without them.
They will help us with English. Itchy and scratchy. Rasca y pica, literally. Because to itch es que te pica, el picor. Oh, my arm itches.
Muy bien. Yeah.
Porque en inglés los brazos son tuyos.
Yeah. No
Sois muy
decimos el
capitalistas.
brazo. The arm itches me. No.
It's
Eso
my
suena
arm.
como otro de fuera te está rascando. What? What arm?
My arm itches, and so I'm going to scratch it. Voy a rascar.
And also, I'm itching to estoy con muchas ganas, ansioso. Me pica todo. I'm itching to go to the United States this summer.
Yeah, I'm itchy.
I'm
okay.
Itching to es la
I'm itching to. So el verbo es.
I'm itching to.
Okay, I'm itching. So el verbo es to itch.
Y muchas veces si tenemos ese gusano, que algo que queremos, we say, well, if you have an itch, you got to scratch it sometimes. O sea, no solo en el sentido literal se usa esto.
Cuando quieres algo mucho, más vale que lo hagas y ya está, ¿no?
Yeah, you got to scratch that itch, man. It's not going to go away.
You better help yourself. Okay, what about el director Skinner?
Director? What do you mean director? He's a principal.
Principal, you say, right? Principal Skinner.
You guys change everything. The Simpson, director Skinner.
El director Skinner, claro. Principal Skinner. Skinner es despellejador.
Well, it's an appropriate name.
Yeah.
My principal was quite a Skinner.
Yeah. So to skin es arrancar la piel, es despellejar.
Sí, es una palabra lógica, ya que piel es skin. No, es como la palabra agua es water, pero regar
es to water.
Ay.
Yeah. And to milk es
ordeñar.
So easy.
Y así
English
todo el
so
día.
easy.
No todos los verbos funcionan así.
No todos, pero muchos. Hay que sacarle partido a lo fácil del inglés.
Claro.
This book is the milk too.
And what about scruffy? In fact, I'm a little bit scruffy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, not too much, but sometimes, yeah, scruffy es como que es desaliñado o algo así, ¿no?
Yeah, reminds me of somebody from Scooby-Doo, Shaggy.
Shaggy's.
No, es tener el pelo por todos lados, melenudo. Scruffy, I always think about a beard.
Yeah.
You have that scruff.
Maybe people don't remember who Scruffy is. Scruffy appears in Futurama.
Futurama. Well, guys, either way, you should have the book.
Yeah.
You should be following along with the book here.
Yeah, you should. So, as you know, Scruffy is this guy who was the cleaner in Futurama.
Well, Mac Groening. Maybe it's The Simpsons. We're talking about Mac Groening because it pronuncia Groening.
Groening. No es Groening.
No,
Groening.
debería ser Groening, pero no, it's Groening.
Well, Groenlandia, you say Greenland.
Greenland. Yeah.
So in the end, it's almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, the last one. Okay, Troy McClure.
Hi,
Hola,
I'm
soy
Troy
Troy McClure.
Hi.
Seguramente me recuerdes ¿cómo dices
So
eso?
why did he have a Latin American accent?
Because we relate him with Teletienda. That's why.
Infomercials.
Infomercials, yeah.
Mhm.
That's why. So lure es como atraer, ¿no?
Yeah, to lure people in es atraerles. Y también es cebo. When you go fishing, your lure, in your tackle box, se llama la caja, donde llevas todas las herramientas.
Nice. It makes sense because he's always announcing stuff. He's promoting stuff.
Yeah. Y hablando de pescar, Damian, you're the cane of Spain.
Yeah.
La caña. How would we say la caña de pescar en inglés?
The rod.
the rod or
fishing
the
rod.
fishing pole.
Pole.
¿Quieres opciones? Te las damos.
Fishing pole. Como,
Oh, yeah.
como pole dancing.
Exactly.
Ah, it makes sense. Es un palo.
Of course. Un palo. All right, amigos, we've got to take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back, and I'm going to give you your pop quiz challenges. We're going to be looking at some totally native stuff when we come back. So stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is part 2 of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. All right, well, in that little excerpt in our pop quiz, we took a look at some totally native idiomatic expressions, and I want to see if you got them or not. The first one, I think you say in Spanish, mantener apariencias. All right, if I had to define it in English, I'll ask Google, and Google says, an idiom that describes the pressure, the social pressure, to match a neighbor's status or material possessions. So, perfect example. The neighbor got a BMW Series 3. Well, I need the Series 4. No sé ni si existe. I'm not a fan of cars, as you know. Well, the movie cars, yeah. But the actual vehicles, no. A necessary evil in my book. So yes, an idiom that means you're trying to always, one-up somebody. That's a great word. To one-up. A ver cómo lo traducen. To one-up. Tener ventaja, right? Sacar ventaja, superar. To outdo somebody. It's a slippery slope. Es un callejón sin salida. A slippery slope. So that's number 1 in our pop quiz. It's a little game that people play, and again, where it ends, nobody knows. It ends in everybody, spending money and, trying to outdo each other. I never liked that game. The next one is to take away someone's protagonism. We looked at this one in the audio as well. Eclipsar, you say in Spanish, right? Another way of saying to outdo someone. All right, we said eclipsar. Makes sense, right? Eclipsar, and if you think of an eclipse in Spanish, it makes total sense. In English, it does as well. It has to do with the theater. Hey, we looked at some theater vocabulary earlier this week. And the last one in today's pop quiz, tengo ganas de hacer algo, is I feel like doing something. But we looked at another way to say it. Ansio por hacerlo. Tengo muchísimas ganas por hacer algo. All right, so that's your pop quiz. Number 1, another way of saying to always try and one-up someone. Okay, they do this, well, I got to do it better. Okay, we looked at the expression in the audio. The next one is to try and take protagonism away from someone else, which it's not an attractive quality, right? It means you're starving for attention if you don't let other people have their moment. Now, if you're a 5-year-old child, well, it's natural, right? But if you're an adult doing that, not good. And the last one, another way of saying that you really feel like doing something. Again, use them in context because I think that's the best way. I mean, how would you use those 3 expressions? Maybe that first one, you're like, yo no soy así. A mí me da igual lo que cada uno tenga lo que quiera. then express that, right? Pues a mí odio cuando me intentan quitar el protagonismo. That's up to you. Y claro, todos podemos pensar en algo que tenemos muchísimas ganas de hacer. So those are your 3 challenges in today's pop quiz. We'll take a look at those answers in just a minute. Also, we're going to take a look at your Say What soundbite answers, and I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite now for the second time. Again, I think this one's going to be relatively easy. We shall see.
I never thought it would ever last this long or come to this. So I'm going to go on, do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away, but you're not going to see me here on this set anymore.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right. This book is the shit. It is available at Von Tienda. It's also available wherever fine books are sold. Also, folks, don't forget we've got a lot of special deals going on right now. If you were thinking about signing up for our master's program, you can get a €600 discount. That's right, a €600 discount if you sign up before November 30th. 2025. All right. Well, what else? Well, I see a lot of comments here in our comments section, a lot of greetings, a lot of people participating. So that is wonderful news. Let's go on over here and see who's in the house. We've got Jaime checking in. What's up, Jaime? Great to have you with us. He says, Feliz cumpleaños, my dear friend. Thank you, Jaime. I really appreciate that. Again, I've been smiling since I woke up this morning and I started receiving, well, even last night, I started receiving birthday greetings from some of you, my students. And again, it's because of the time difference. Many of you have wished me a happy birthday, all of you, before my own mom. Again, I'm not saying anything negative about my mom. What I'm saying is she's still sleeping. So you beat my mom to the punch. ¿Cómo va la expresión? Llegasteis antes que mi madre, which is wow. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chris Valrol, speaking of greatness, she says, morning riveting show with no namers. Let's make a toast. It's our teacher's birthday. Let's do it. There's a beer. Cheers, guys. Cheers, big ears. Now, obviously, I'm not really drinking a beer right now. That would be either I'm an alcoholic or I'm German. Well, Germans do it, right? How many times I know down in Almeria, it's like, I'm going to buy some bread or some churros in the morning, and I see some Germans having a huge, liter of beer. And I'm like, wow. Well, it's liquid bread, right? I'm buying bread. They're buying it in liquid form. The only thing is the bread doesn't make you drunk. All right. So cheers to all of you. Again, thank you so much for making this a special day that even though I'm working, I am surrounded by love. Tons of amazing comments and just great feelings. Elena, there she is. She wrote me a lovely, heartfelt message on Instagram. Thank you so much, Elena. Really, I answered, but I'll tell you again here. Wow. Thank you. Beautiful words. And if you wanted to make my day, you did it. So thank you. She says, let the good times flow, AA. It's your party and you'll cry if you want to. No, she doesn't say that. But I love the expression, let the good times flow. Also, you can say, let the good times roll. Que siga el buen rollo. Let the good times flow, AA. It's your party and your wine if you want to. Bueno, sí que ibas a la canción. Ves, sin querer. It's your party and you wine if you want to. Wine if you want to. I would wine too if it happened to you. Do, 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 do. And she says, happy birthday, dear Alberto. You're not only a great teacher, but also a good-hearted human being. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Born to Iron Man, speaking of great people, he says, hiya, today's the day. Happy birthday, Alberto. Thank you for your dedication, support, and passion for teaching. We truly appreciate everything you do. Wishing you a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really, I'm overwhelmed, abrumado over here with all the beautiful, heartfelt comments. There's Maria Jose. Hello, Maria Jose. She says, hi, Alberto. Just wanted to pop by. Pasarme. To pop by on the show to say happy birthday. I listen to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, and you make my day, day after day. Have a wonderful birthday, dear teacher. Keep it up. Not keeping up, sino keep it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maria Jose. Chris, the surveys are in, and the crowd loved your birthday greeting, as well as myself, as I already said. But your fellow students loved your birthday greeting here as well. All right, let's see. Elena's got something to say about our Say What soundbite. And she says, a senior American anchorman. Great word. An anchorman is the news presenter, right? The host of the news, the one who's at the desk. Then you have the reporters, right? So a senior American anchorman who's hanging the boots or hanging up his boots, también se puede decir, to retire, colgando las botas. However, he'll still devote himself to the world of journalism. Absolutely. You summed it up perfectly. Yeah, it's somebody who's probably finishing up one project, but will continue to work, but not in the project that the person is known for, right? So great. Absolutely. Spot on. Spot on. And as you know, it's probably somebody who shares a birthday with me, right? Well, since normally our Say What soundbite is somebody who's celebrating a birthday today, right? You've seen that pattern. Okay. So that'll help you a little bit. And this person, man, I think as far as journalism is concerned, this guy's a king. I just gave you a huge clue. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol says, I heard an American man. He says he's never thought about how long he'd be in his business, so to speak. Yeah, business, show business. He also says he won't be seen on set anymore. Muy bien. En ese plato. Great. Is Mary says, happy birthday, Alberto. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. Thanks for joining us. Elena says, you don't need to keep up with the Joneses. You're always selling yourself short. Absolutely. Lo único Joneses, como es apellido, hay que poner mayúscula, ¿no? Pero bueno. So you don't need to keep up with the Joneses. Y como hemos dicho en el audio, de ahí viene keeping up with the Kardashians. Pero la expresión original es, como es un nombre, es como los Rodríguez aquí, right? O los you know, fill in Gutierrez, a very common last name, right? So Jones in English, y el plural, the Joneses. So keeping up with the Joneses. Excellent. And to sell yourself short is to sell yourself for less than what you're worth, right? To underestimate your own worth. Excellent. All right. The next one, she says, I remember my mother-in-law stealing people's thunder whenever she went. Oh, great. You read my mind. So the one we looked at in the audio is to upstage someone. Esto es ponerte delante de ellos en el escenario. O sea, más, right? Es tu turno y te pone delante de ti. And you're like, hi. To steal the spotlight, but another one, great. Robarle los truenos a alguien. To steal someone's thunder. Wow. I've got to say something, Elena. That wasn't the one I was looking for, but it certainly popped into my mind and I was going to mention it. But since you did, well, there's your to steal someone's thunder or to upstage someone. Excellent job. And the next one, she says, little kids are eager for Christmas. All right. Eager. Entusiasta, con muchas ganas. It wasn't the one I was looking for, but it's correct. All right. EU46 says, Zoroniak. Thank you. I believe that means happy birthday or felicidades in Basque. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have seen that word before. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Chris says, sorry, I don't have the first one. Well, don't worry. Elena got it. Remember, you guys are a team as well. It's not about I beat this person beat. No. We're working together here. Okay. And so she says, I don't have the first one. Well, it's to keep up with the Joneses. Okay. Also, we said to outdo someone, right? To one up someone. You're always trying to, okay, well, you got this, I got this. And making everything into a competition. Okay. So the next one, she says, he's not trying to steal the show. He simply has itchy feet. All right. To steal the show. Great one. But this doesn't have to be a negative. To steal the show means you shined, right? You shined bright, okay? Shine bright like a diamond. So to steal the show is there were 7 performances, but you stole the show. Eso significa que sobresaliste, right? So it's not so much a bad thing. To steal the spotlight, ahora sí. So let's clear it up here. To steal the show means, man, everybody was great, but you stole the show. That just meant you did a great job. You really, really excelled, right? We looked at the word excel, sobresalir, right? And to steal someone's thunder, though, but that's taking the protagonism. So to steal the show doesn't mean you're trying to take the protagonism from someone else. To steal someone's thunder, to steal the spotlight, to upstage, those are negative things, okay? So just to clear it up, there are nuances there, all right? And to have itchy feet, it means ansiar, pero para viajar. So, and it does have something to do with itch, the one I'm looking for. So great expression. To have itchy feet means tengo que moverme. Okay? but it's very specifically, oh man, I haven't traveled in a while. I have itchy feet. Excellent job, Chris. Anix says, hey there. I just popped in to wish you a very happy birthday. Enjoy the day. Catch up later. All right. Thank you so much, Anix. Thank you for your lovely message this morning as well. Chris says, thank you. I'm as happy as Larry. También decimos as happy as a clam. Yo nunca sabía que las almejas estaban contentas, pero sí. To be as happy as a clam, to be as happy as Larry. Do you remember the one we looked at too this week? I'm thrilled to the gills. Lo que tienen los peces, the gills. I'm thrilled to the gills. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, some politicians have the gift of the gab, but they really know how to fake. Diríamos, how to fake it. Okay, but to fake is, it's not exactly mantener apa. To fake it is to be fake, to falso, ser un falso. Whereas keeping up with the Joneses is, oh, well, it's a competition, right? So careful, it's not exactly the same, but I love the expression, the gift of gab. Now, the British say the gift of the gab. You say pico de oro, somebody who knows how to talk, right? About anything, anytime, to anyone. The British say the gift of the gab. Americans, we say the gift of gab. So great expression. All right, let's see. If you invite Pogasar or Pogacar, I don't know how to say his name, excuse my ignorance, to a cyclist party, he'll put everybody in the shade. Great. And the last one, I'm itching to meet all of you at the next trivia night. I couldn't think of a better example. I'm itching to do something. O sea, me pica por hacer tal cosa. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man. That was the one I was looking for over there in the end. So I'm itching to meet all of you at the next trivia night. Well, we are going to be there. In fact, let me remind you, it is going to take place on December 2nd. If you haven't marked your calendars, do it now. If you live in Madrid, you have no excuse, man. You had plenty of time to make sure you don't have plans. And if you don't live in Madrid, well, you still had some time, but I understand getting to Madrid on a Tuesday isn't necessarily easy. But I'm going to be there with bells on. This is a way of saying con muchísimas ganas. I'm going to be there with bells on. It's going to be hosted by Richard Vaughn. Again, it's December 2nd. The place is the Toast Tap Room. The Toast Tap Room, and it's located in Malasaña, right in the center of Madrid. I would recommend you get there a little bit early, because at 8 o'clock, it starts to get really, really busy. And I know Richard too. Richard, he's like me, early to bed, early to rise. You know the rest? This was Benjamin Franklin who coined this one. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's what they say. I don't know if it's true, but that's what Benjamin Franklin said. And I remember my grandfather always saying it to us as well. When I said, Grandpa, why do we have to go to bed? It's only 9 o'clock. He said, early to bed, early to rise makes a man, we would say person now, because it's not just a man, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So we'll see you all there. The 2nd of December, 2025. I don't remember the address, but you can follow Vaughn on social media. We're on all the different platforms. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. I think they're on X as well, LinkedIn, YouTube, and so on and so forth. That's another way of saying etc. And so on and so forth. And not fourth como cuarto, sino F-O-R-T-H, sin la U. Okay? All right, let's see. Elena, are you kidding me? Elena I can't believe it. And it looks perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, she got our Say What soundbite after only 2 listens. Please give it up for your classmate, Elena. Wow. And not only did she get that, she also got the Say What soundbite explanation, o sea, la explicación, and she also participated in the pop quiz. So it wasn't like that's all she did. She's been participating in all the sections, and she was able to get the Say What soundbite after the second listen. I am impressed. Hats off to you, Elena. Let's see. EU46 says 46. Ooh, Freudian slip. Un lapsus. Did I say 46? Okay. Oops. Indeed. Soroniak from the Basque Country. I knew I had heard it before. I think it means greetings, right? So thank you. Thank you so much for that lovely message. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, wow, Elena, you already got the Say What soundbite. Amazing. Chris says, Elena, now it fits. Elena steals the show. I love it. Folks, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. I can't believe it. We are halfway through the show. We've got tons of stuff to do in the next hour. So when we come back, we're going to take a look at our homophones. We'll listen to our Say What soundbite for the 3rd time, and so much more up ahead. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Stick around. Hey amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day. And just a quick reminder, stay tuned after today's show, and you can listen to Speaking with Confidence with Ale. You've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob Grams. Speak English with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've also got The Salad with Dave Boyce. He's gifted. ¿Qué? ¿Que tiene muchos regalos? What you say, don? ¿Tiene dones? He's gifted. Oh, I believe that. Musically, as a communicator, he has the gift of gab, as our friend Iron Man pointed out before. The gift of gab. Nobody's got it like Dave Boys. And then right after that, you can hang out with my buddy Kyle Miller on the Drive Time Show. What a way to spend your commute home learning English and getting challenges from Kyle. You've also got Chris Frank and Frankly Speaking. You've also got Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. Richard Vaughn Live. The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. And right before this show every day, you can learn English with Fitz. And no excuses. All you have to do is download the Vaughn Radio app or search for your favorite programs wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, let's kick things off with today's Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. And homophones time, as homophones rhyme, they sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, as homophones rhyme, they sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right. It is the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio, and it's homophones. And you know what? Today's homophones, if you think they're tough, don't shoot the messenger. These are Elena's. Yeah, that's right. Elena sent us these homophones. So let's take a look. All right. The first word reminds me of animals a lot of times when I hear this word. Okay. And it's madriguera, but it's also cavar o excavar. All right. So if you think about it, una madriguera está excavado, right? So it does make sense there. All right. So madriguera, if we're talking about the noun of this word, and cavar o excavar, if we're talking about the verb. As we know, many times in English, we'll see many words that can be verbified. Well, this is one, and it makes all the sense in the world. All right. The next word is, we use this a lot when we talk about New York City. They talk about los cinco distritos, municipios. So now it's interesting because you don't hear it outside of New York City. But what I'm reading here is that it's also used in England. So it's municipality or district. And when we talk about New York City, well, it's 5 of these. All right. So you've got Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and Manhattan. All of those 5 make up the city of New York City. All right. So the first word again is madriguera and excavar. And the second word is distrito. I don't know if I'm putting the accent in the right place there. Municipio, barrio, pedanía. I've never heard that one. Pedanía, vecindario. Pero bueno, parece que distrito. ¿Es distrito? No, distrito. Bueno, yo qué sé. Municipio. Y acabamos antes. All right. And let's see if A, you know the words, and B, if you know if they sound exactly the same or not. And thank you very much to Elena for sending us those words. All right. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the third time.
I never thought it would ever last this long or come to this. So I'm going to go on and do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away. But you're not going to see me here on this set anymore.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughntown, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughntown, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. That's right, folks, Vaughntown. And if you want a life-changing experience, it's not just going to change your English level. It'll change your life. You'll have friends forever. And I know that. I know many people who have gone have kept in touch with other people that they've met there at Vaughntown. Other people meaning the volunteers and also the attendees, los asistentes. So it's a great thing. If you're interested in it, you can find out more information at our website, which is grupovon.com. Also, if you're following on social media, you can reach out and get more information about when the next ones are, all the different locations where they take place. And if you're really looking for an immersive experience, that's the one. It's Vaughntown, and it's something that we created. We, not me, but Richard Vaughn and his team at that time. I don't know if it's the same people that are there now, but at that time, they created something that was a revolutionary thing, something that hadn't been done before, using an old half-abandoned town. And Richard said, well, what if I can, bring people to this town and they won't have any distractions, and it's just like being, abroad. And it worked. It really worked, and it continues to work. And it's really a brilliant idea. I can only say hats off to Richard and the team that came up with that idea and then, of course, carried it out. It's not enough to just come up with an idea, but you've got to carry it out as well. Let's see. Daniela says, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. May your life be full of joy and love. Enjoy your day. I guess I wasn't supposed to sing the second part, but thank you. Thank you so much, Daniela. Thanks for coming by and wishing me a happy birthday. Let's see. Elena says, I need to come clean. Hey, wait. There's a totally native. I need to come clean and say the words you received on social media weren't mine, although I share them fully and would have loved to write them. But let's give credit where credit's due. I'm not on apps. Well, I'll tell you something, then it's another Elena. So thanks to the other Elena, we've got a couple Elenas following the show, which is great. So thanks to both Elenas. The Elena who's here right now and the Elena who sent me the message on Instagram. I really appreciate it. And speaking of this, Elena, you are the one who sent me today's homophones. All right, here we go. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says they sound alike. Let's see. Chris Valrol says they are homophones. I'd say, yo diría. All right, well, let's say both words. Okay, the mole, el topo, began to burrow a hole. To burrow. He dicho borrow, que es otra palabra. Borrow no suena igual. Borrow, aunque es una O, es borrow. Can I borrow money? We looked at it yesterday and named that movie. Tomar prestado, prestar, to borrow. But no, this is burrow. Burrow. Suena como aunque es una U. Burrow. All right. And the second word, the 5 boroughs. Boroughs. Okay. Boroughs. Do they sound the same? Okay. The animal started to burrow a hole in my burrow. Absolutely. Excellent job. Different, though, from borrow. Great job. Great job. Chris says, so director James Edward Burroughs is James E. Madrigueras. Yeah, the only thing is I don't know who that is. I don't recognize the name. Is that is it a character from a show or something? Well, I always do that too. I always literally translate last names, even though we're not supposed to do that, but it makes it fun. James Edward Burroughs. Yeah, I can look it up, of course. Let's see, James Edward Burroughs. I guess I feel like I should know who it is, but I don't. Let's see, James Edward Burroughs. Okay, he's a director. Jimmy Burroughs, one for Cheers. Okay. See, 3-Day Millionaire. See, I haven't heard of his movies. Okay, all right. So he's done a lot of TV stuff. I see who he is now. Okay. The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Cheers, Taxi. He's done some really, really famous shows. Okay, well, pardon my ignorance. I wasn't familiar with this director, although I am familiar with his shows. All right, amigos, it is time for today's news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
That's right, folks. That's right. Okay, well, I call this story Awake? Wake? Wait, what does that mean? Well, awake is despierto. And then what is awake? Wake. Well, also awake, separado, no junto como awake. Porque awake, despierto es una palabra, junta. Awake. But also if you say awake, well, it's what you have for somebody when they die. It's before the funeral, right? Where you have, I think you say velatorio, right? Where you go pay your respects to the family. Yeah, they call it awake. I know, there's some irony in there somewhere. Well, an Indian man staged his own funeral. To stage, montar. That's right, to plan, to put together. He staged his own funeral. This was a 74-year-old man from India, and he left his village stunned. To be stunned is to be shocked. After he faked his own death, and he staged a full funeral. And you know why he did it? Just to see how many people would attend. That's crazy. So this guy, his name is Mohan Lal, a retired Air Force veteran from Konchi village in India. Well, he asked his neighbors to arrange a traditional funeral procession, complete with a decorated casket or coffin, mournful songs. Mournful. Well, to mourn es estar de luto, right? To be in mourning con U, no como mañana, aunque son homófonos. Okay, the same way awake and awake are homophones. So they were playing mournful songs, I guess the funeral march, and, you know, the whatever Indian traditions they have. And they wrapped him in a white shroud. A shroud. I think of the Shroud of Turin. You know, the one that they found in Turin in Italy? Mortaja. Sudario. Oh, I didn't know that word. A shroud. S-H-R-O-U-D. And he lay completely still. Now, that's hard to do. No, sin moverte. Quieto, quieto. As the villagers gathered around to pay their respects. And how do we say to somebody, how do we pay our respects? I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences, right? Those are some of the things we would say textbook, no? And of course, they thought he really passed away. And hundreds of people attended this event. Many of them were very emotional as they carried the coffin away to the crematorium. This is where you cremate a body. But just before the final rites, how do you say this? The final rites. This is that prayer like, may God lead you into the next world. Final rites. A ver. Los ritos fúnebres. Oh, parecido. Final rites. Okay. Well, right before they started to read those, the priest or whatever, the official, this guy sat up, se incorporó. Now, I'm surprised there weren't other deaths because of a heart attack. No, un infarto. Oh my God. And of course, the mourners, los que estaban de luto, were shocked. I mean, shocked is an understatement. I would probably have a heart attack if I saw a guy I thought was dead sit up. Oh my God. And he explained his bizarre decision to stage his own funeral because, as I said, he wanted to see A, how many people would attend, and also he wanted to witness how much affection and respect people had for him while he was still alive. And he says, after death, people carry the beer. Remember, we looked at that word. Beer is the thing that holds the coffin. Se dice igual que cerveza. But I wanted to witness it myself and know how much affection people would give me. And then he said that people often fail to check up on someone is, oye, ¿qué tal estás? You know, how you doing? Just wanted to reach out to see how you're doing. And it's true, this statement that he said, people often fail to check up on others while they're alive. But once somebody's dead, then they shed tears. Then they're sad. So he's saying, you know, don't wait till somebody dies to check up on them, to see how they're doing. And he wanted to remind others that it's important to love and respect the living, you know, even more than mourning the dead, because once they're dead, it's too late. Okay, their family appreciates it, but they don't. And the guy, I mean, what a crazy stunt, you know? Oh my God. He used his own funds, which, as we know, funerals are not cheap. And after, you know, it attracted a lot of money, a lot of attention, I should say, on social media, he became the talk of the town. How do you say that in Spanish? I think la comidilla del pueblo. So pretty crazy story. Awake, wake. Now you see why I called it that. All right, folks, it's time for real reviews.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this?
Real reviews.
Real reviews found online.
Real reviews.
It was unbelievably painful.
All right, folks. Well, I figured since we just took a look at a story about a funeral, about a wake, about being in mourning, well, I figured we could take a look at a funeral home. That's right. Now, all of these reviews come from the United States. Okay. So I looked up on Google Maps, funeral home, or you can also say funeral parlor. Those are two different ways to say where you stage or where you have a funeral. Okay. And here we go. Very unprofessional. The whole experience felt like a money grab. We've looked at this word before. A money grab, como solo van a por tu pasta. Okay, grab es agarrar. Como que te quieren agarrar dinero cada segundo. So imagine that. You're, you know, in mourning, you're sad, you're broken, you're depressed, and people are trying to, you know, take advantage of you and, you know, have a money grab. So the whole experience felt like a money grab. It was my cousin's funeral, no funeral, funeral, and the employee kept rushing family members, meterles prisa, to rush family members to leave it like he was to leave, excuse me, no pone comas, members to leave para marcharse because he was trying to close at 10 p.m. So he's like, come on, guys, you got 2 minutes. Make a decision here. I mean, this is when you have to be a little more understanding, a little more comprehensive and say, all right, I can stay another 5 minutes. I mean, these people, but no, the guy's like, come on. You got to make the huge decision and you got to do it in the next 10 minutes. And the person says, the funeral home itself is nice. And I know that at the end of the day, al fin y al cabo, money has to be made. Sé que es un negocio. Employees need to get paid and so on and so forth, etc. But at least show some compassion. It's literally the last goodbye of a loved one, un ser querido. Whoever is in charge of this place needs to hire, contratar, individuals who are professional and can excel, sobresalir, at showing empathy to people who are experiencing the worst day of their lives. Yeah, seriously. I mean, that must be horrible. All right, let's see another review. Same place. The service was good. Now, here they don't mean el servicio como en un restaurante. They mean the memorial service, la misa, right? The service was good. But when we got to the cemetery, one of their employees broke all the flowers. Okay, that's pretty bad. It was horrible. A lack of respect, una carencia de respeto, a lack of respect for the family and the deceased. The deceased is another way of saying the dead person. El difunto, maybe? The deceased, my mother. I mean, imagine that. You got flowers from all the family, and this guy's like, the employees only said that in Puerto Rico, they do it like that, which is not true. No, estaba diciendo, bueno, this is a Puerto Rican, when they reprimanded them and said, why are you doing that? They're like, well, in Puerto Rico, that's how we do it, which is not true. Okay. And they weren't in Puerto Rico. I can tell you the funeral home was not in Puerto Rico. For that reason, they have other flowers prepared to throw away or to put on top of the coffin. I called the funeral home and they only told me, I'm sorry, as if that would make up for the effort that was made, amendar, to make up for the effort that was made to get the floral arrangements. A floral arrangement is a bouquet, right? Un conjunto de flores. A bad memory of that funeral home. For me, it was unpleasant, an unpleasant moment that your employee made my family go through a bad time. Hacernos atravesar un mal momento. Hombre, ya estás atravesando un mal momento, right? And you should ask before doing something like that. I paid to receive the best service, and in that part, they failed. So the actual service, God bless him, that was okay. But the service from the people was horrible. What a lack of respect. That's the second time you see lack of respect there by breaking all the flowers. Your employees are people who are not educated enough to act in a moment like this. They should speak to the family before the day of the funeral service. They didn't ask me about this. They just acted like animals for doing such a horrible thing as your employee did. So, wow, that's what we call adding insult to injury. O sea, echándole vinagre o sal a una herida. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us here on the special birthday show. I am 48 years old today. Whoa. 48. Oh, and be careful. I've heard a lot of people make mistakes with this. Porque convertirse is to turn into, pero cumplir is just turn. So, te doy un ejemplo. When you freeze water, it turns into ice. Dr. Jekyll turned into Mr. Hyde. Well, at midnight last night, I turned 48. Okay? So, cumplir is turn. A seca, sin el into. All right, we're going to start things off with a double trouble. Hey, don't blame me. Chris Valrol sent this one. Oh, yeah. So we've got a lot of, what do they call it? User-generated content? Is that the official word? Thanks to Elena for our homophones. Thanks for Chris Valrol for our double trouble today. So, Chris, you can't participate because I know you know the answer. So we'll be taking a look at that. We've got our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. We've got Name That Movie. We've got jokes, famous birthdays, Name That Lyric, and whatever else comes up along the way. But we've only got about 25 minutes left to fit it all in. So let's get started with today's double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, folks. It's not just a double trouble. It's a double trouble. And as I said before, well, hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out here on the show now, except Chris Valrol, who sent it to us. All right, here we go. A mis padres les gusta el yogur natural. Okay, el de toda la vida, sin adornos. Sin sabor. So, a mis padres les gusta el yogur natural. The second part, son gente sencilla, ¿no? Común y corriente. Normales. Sin más. Right? Adornos son bueno, sin adorno. I'm helping you out there. Si lo piensas, sin adornos, ¿no? Gente sencilla, normal. Y no lo digo en sentido malo tampoco. I don't think you did. Común y corriente, what's wrong with that? Right? So, a mis padres les gusta el yogur natural. Son gente sencilla. All right? You've got to use two sets of words twice. Again, if this is tough here, don't shoot the messenger. This one comes from your classmate, Chris Valrol. Again, thank you so much to all of you, not just for the content. Of course, I can come up with a double trouble. I can come up with hundreds of them. In fact, I see them everywhere. But I like when you do because it shows me that you're working even when we're not in class. Your brain is thinking in English and you're constantly out there scanning the language for different double troubles, idiomatic expressions, homophones in the case of Elena. So there you go, folks. There's your double trouble. Also, let me give you your Say What soundbite. Here you go. You've got it for the fourth and final time.
I never thought it would ever last this long or come to this. So I'm going to go on, do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away, but you're not going to see me here on this set anymore.
First First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No. Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. You can pick it up at Vaughn, Tienda, or wherever fine books are sold. If you don't have it, you should get the whole collection, honestly, because what it does is it's kind of, let's put it this way. This book is the shit. This book is the milk. This book is the milk too. That is the show with no name in book format. You know, I always say, if you like the way I teach here on the program or on social media, well, then you'll love the way I teach in my books because, well, I don't change it. I can't. That's me. That's the way I do it. So, all right. So let's take a look over here. We've got some comments coming in. Chris says, I have more in store, but step by step. You smell that? That's totally native. I have more in store. Por venir. I love it, Chris. You sound totally native. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man taking a stab at today's double trouble. He says, my parents like plain natural yogurt. They're plain natural people. It's okay. It's a little bit redundant. I'm going to give it to you. But you're reaching there. Como decimos. Está un poco rebuscado. You're reaching there. All right, let me give you this clue. What's another way to say parents? Seguro. I know you just had an aha moment. I know it. Because I know you know it. Another way to say parents? Okay, now you feel me. So born to Iron Man, I know you know that word too. So try it that way. All right, let's see. Our caballero, what's up, cowboy? Caballero? Yeah. Caballero. No, knight. Knight, caballero. Now I'm cowboy. Caballero. Why am I thinking it's cowboy? Caballero. Cowboy's vaquero. Eso es. Caballero. Horseman. Caballero, gentleman. And our caballero says, super archie mega happy birthday, dear Alberto. Greetings from London with love. Many years listening to your incredible classes. Today's the first time in the chat because of your birthday. Have a great day. Well, thank you. Thanks, I should say. Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate. Right? In London, they don't say thanks. They say cheers, mate, or ta, mate. Right? Am I right? I remember the first time I heard that. I was working at a bar, and I may get 2 pints of lager, please. And I would give them 2 pints of lager, and then I say, cheers, mate. And I say, oh, cheers. And they would, no. And then I realized cheers means thank you. Cheers, mate. Cheers. So excellent. Thank you very much for tuning in from London, mate. Let's see. Elena says, my parents like plain yogurt. They're plain people. That's good if it was a single double trouble, Elena, but we're looking for a double trouble. So I want 2 sets of words. Our caballero says, haha, of course, you're right, mate. Te falta el mate. Well, when we were in London a couple months ago, it's in September, we went to London, and I was teaching my daughter how to speak British English. I said, you just got to clip your words. You got to say mate after everything. And she loved it. She was walking around saying, morning, mate. How you doing, mate? I love it. I love it. London, great place. And when we were there in September, I don't think I've ever seen such amazing weather in September, even in Spain. It was, I felt like the stars had aligned. And my daughter, the worst part is when we go back, she's going to be like, why is it cloudy? Why is it overcast? I thought this place was sunny. I'm like, yeah, you were lucky. We didn't have one cloud in 3 days that we were there. Not a drop of rain. It was amazing. So she's gonna be let down, decepcionada, when she goes next time and says, "What? I thought the weather was amazing here." Yeah, we got really lucky. All right, there's Born to Iron Man. He's like, I'm coming back. I know you, Born to Iron Man. You don't stay down. Here we go. My folks like natural yogurt. They're natural folks. Well, we wouldn't call it natural yogurt. Natural sounds like maybe homemade, like I made it myself. Es la otra palabra que tenías que prescindir de. All right, I'll give it to you. You're on the right track. So, Chris, this was a harder one. I'll tell you what, Chris, this was harder than I thought it was going to be for the students. So I'll read Chris's answer because it was perfect. I don't have to change anything. Her answer was, my folks, que es otra forma de decir mis padres, okay? My folks love plain yogurt. Plain. Remember, I want a plain slice. Eso es un trozo de pizza margarita. I want a plain es sin nada. Okay, el básico. Sin sabor, sin tal. So plain. So my folks love plain yogurt. They are plain folks. Excellent job, Chris. And excellent job to all of you. You got it now, Born to Iron Man. Our Caballero says, oh my God, I wish to have known you were here with the family. Yes, it was such amazing weather, even until a week ago. Well, next time we go, Our Caballero, I'll definitely let you know here on the show. But we'll be back, definitely. We'll definitely be back. In fact, there are a few theme parks that I'd like to go to over there. You've got Alton Towers, you've got Thorpe Park, you've got Pleasure Beach, I think it's called, Blackpool, and soon, not really soon, but in a few years, Universal UK. Yeah, guys, did you know that? Universal Studios, right now you have to go to Japan, or you have to go to Orlando or to California. Soon, you'll be able to go to, it's not in London, I think it's Bedford, possibly. It's outside of London, but we're going to have our own Universal Studios in Europe. I can't fucking wait. I'm going to start saving up now. Tengo que empezar a ahorrar ahora, but wow, that's going to be awesome. So we'll definitely be back without a doubt. All right, let's see what we've got next in our Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes. All right. Now, I'm going to admit I haven't seen this movie, but everybody who I trust tells me I have to see this movie. And the name in English has got nothing to do with the name in Spanish of this movie. So I'm sure, Chris, you'll be able to help us out here. All right. When their relationship turns sour, se amarga, no falla, no va bien. Right? And if something turns sour, milk turns sour, it goes bad, no? Se pasa de fecha. So when their relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories forever. Does it sound familiar? The premise? Okay, it's a movie that came out in 2004. Okay, it stars Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. All right, so when their relationship turns sour, a couple, una pareja, remember, partner's uno, my partner. Eso es mi pareja, pero la pareja is, because I've heard people say, my couple. Oh, so you're a throuple. That's 3 of you then, right? Si tienes una pareja además. So partner, 1 person, the couple, both people, right? So when their relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories forever. Please give it up for your movie queen, Chris Valrol. It's written by Charlie Kaufman. Adaptation, great screenwriter, Charlie Kaufman. And it's called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Now, what is it in Spanish? I know no tiene nada que ver. Eso es difícil de traducir. Eternal, it sounds like a poetic thing, right? Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Well, Clementine says, you don't tell me things, Joel. No me cuentas las cosas, Joel. I'm an open book. Soy un libro abierto. O sea, soy fácil de leer. O sea, no escondo las emociones. If you're an open book, you're somebody who wears your heart on your sleeve, que es la expresión. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I tell you everything, every damn embarrassing thing, cada cosa, maldita cosa vergonzosa. You don't trust me. No te fías de mí. You don't trust me. Joel says, constantly talking isn't necessarily communicating. Como que no dejar de hablar no significa que estamos comunicando. And Clementine says, I don't do that. I want to know you. Quiero conocerte. And Clementine says, I don't constantly talk. Jesus. People have to share things, Joel. And he goes, yeah, claro que sí. And she says, that's what intimacy is. La intimidad, you say? That's what intimacy is. I'm really pissed that you said that to me. Estoy cabreadísima que me dijiste eso. And Joel says, I'm sorry. My life isn't that interesting. Mi vida no es tan interesante. And Clementine says, I want you to read some of those journals you're constantly scribbling in. To scribble is to write, but usually it's to write not in a neat way. To scribble. Garabatear, I think you say, or something. It says, what do you write in there if you don't have any thoughts or passion or love? And Chris, I knew it wasn't the same. In Spain, it's olvídate de mí. Forget about me. In English, it's eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. All right, folks, it's time for You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, my amigos, here we go. What do you call a ghost's baby? El bebé de un fantasma. What do you call a ghost's baby? A little boo. No. Okay, well, boo means amorcito, right? A lot of times we use it to talk about kids or our loved ones, right? In fact, there's a song by Alicia Keys called My Boo. And it's igual que boo, right? To scare somebody, right? Also to boo is boo, boo. And what do you call it if the kid ghost gets hurt? A boo boo, a boo's boo boo. A boo boo, una pupa. Okay. All right. Not the funniest joke. All right. I got one more for you. Why did the ghost go to the party? For the booze. No. The booze, boo, but also booze, B-O-O-Z-E, es alcohol. So 3 words we learned here. My boo, mi cariño, mi amor, right? My boo, es muy jerga. A boo-boo, una pupa. And booze, o sea, abucheos, o asusto, no, booze, also sounds like the word booze, alcohol. All right, you guys are lucky I don't have too many more jokes up my sleeve and that we're running out of time. So let's get into today's famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, our first person, if we're going to translate names literally, is conductor. His last name is conductor. También es motor. You say el motor, el impulsor de tal cosa. So it's not just, no, el conductor, el impulsor del éxito. Okay. And his first name, if you don't see it written, sounds like átomo. We've looked at that homophone before. So átomo, conductor o motor o impulsor. Kylo Ren, ahí te lo dejo. He was Kylo Ren. He's been in many, many movies, though. He was in Lincoln. He was in Inside Llewellyn Davis. Also, KKK, Black Klansman, Patterson, Marriage Story. That's a really good movie as well. And really extremely talented actor. And pretty tall, too. The guy's really tall. All right, number 2, he's an American director, producer, and screenwriter. He wrote Being John Malkovich, great movie. Also, Adaptation, where Nicolas Cage plays him. Also, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, or Olvídate de mí, as it's called in Spanish. And last but not least, an American journalist and talk show host who died in 2021, but he was one of a kind. And he hosted a show called the Show. And I can't tell you the name of the show because the show bears his name. And this guy has been in many, many movies as himself. All right, let's give it up for Chris Valrol, number 1. Double A, thank you. Number 2, Adam Driver. Number 3, Charlie Kaufman. And number 4, Larry King. And that's going to bring us to our Say What soundbite. This is Larry King doing his final farewell from the Larry King Show. And he says, I never thought it would last this long, or come to this, o llegar a esto. So I'm going to go on, seguiré, to do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away. No voy a desaparecer. But you're not going to see me here on this set, en este plateau, anymore. Here he is, legendary broadcaster Larry King.
I never thought it would ever last this long or come to this. So I'm going to go on, do a lot of other things. We're going to do specials here on CNN. I'm going to be seen in other places, do some radio work, be around baseball. So you're not going to see me go away, but you're not going to see me here on this set anymore.
Amigos, what can I say except thank you. Thank you not just for being amazing students, but also for the outpouring of love that you don't only give me on my birthday. You give it to me every day. You give me all your energy, and I can only say thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to say goodbye with Adam Driver singing a song. Have you seen the movie Marriage Story? It's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, and really beautiful movie. It came out in 2019, and there's a scene where he sings the song Being Alive. Being Alive. It's a beautiful song, and he sings it in a really heartfelt way. I'm not saying he's the greatest singer in the world, but as an amazing actor, he really makes you feel the words to the song. It's a song that was originally by Stephen Sondheim from a Broadway musical called Company. But Adam Driver made it very famous again for this generation. So if you want to look up the words, it's called Being Alive. The words are absolutely beautiful. And again, thank you guys for being beautiful, for sending me so many amazing messages, and for making my day even more special.
Somebody hold me too close.
Here's birthday boy Adam Driver.
Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive, being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know